Hey guys, it's Leah. I'm coming to you today because I am very pissed off about the situation that I'm dealing with Wayne County, specifically Havenwick Hospital. My 15-year-old son resides there, and I have consistently for the past year put in complaint after complaint, and every complaint that I put in comes back unsubstantiated. But when I speak to these people, and I discuss the complaints that I have, and I show them the document and I direct them to, did you read this? Did you look this up? Did you address this? They get it. But then once the investigation comes, it always comes back unsubstantiated. And I just kind of put together a piece. So I just want to just express my frustrations and my feelings with you guys. I really want to just expose everything that is going on within the facility. So this definitely would not be the first or the only video. This is the first, but it won't be the only. So just bear with me. I wrote it down, so just bear with me. 11 and a half years I've searched and wondered. 11 and a half years of pain and sorrow. 11 and a half years of tears and fighting. 11 and a half years of abuse and injustice. People look at me and they say, you're too beautiful to be so aggressive. They look at me and they say, wow, what have you been through to make you so impatient? Ones wonder why I have no tolerance level, since I despise picking apart one's words to find their intent. Please allow me to bless you with my one and only. My one and only objective is to hold the ones responsible for my child's health care accountable for their malpractice, to have a patient in your care and not assess the situation, to not tailor a proper plan to treat his specific diagnosis, to ignore the parental input and advice on how to approach this child. I've only known and studied this child for 15 and a half years. I know him inside and out. I know him from head to toe. I can tell you the motives behind every move he makes. And I can tell you this because, as I stated, I have studied this child for 15 and a half years. To not follow the recommendations that the court psychologist provided to the court psychiatrist, in which I had input, means that you are guilty of malpractice. I have fought for 11 and a half years to find the proper help and diagnosis for my child. And now that I have the diagnosis, I refuse to give up on providing him the proper care. I look into my son's eyes and I see the pain. I feel the hurt that he's experiencing, which is why I fight so hard against this system that is not designed to help my son succeed, but is set up for him to fail. I have put in complaint after complaint against this facility for the past year, and none of my complaints have been substantiated. I am a full-time student at Michigan State. I have a 4, 7, and 8-year-old at home with me who are all in school. So I help with their homework while I cook dinner. We sit at the table and discuss our day. I ensure everyone is bathed and pajamaed up and ready to be tucked in. I then sit and breathe for 30 minutes to ensure all of my little loves are asleep. I then crack open my books to do my studies to make sure I am prepared. I do not have time to continuously file complaints, to have these investigators come back to me to say that my complaints have been unsubstantiated. Understand that I am very thorough. If I make a complaint, know that I have documentation and facts to back up that complaint. When I question you about doing your job, you say you don't have to take verbal abuse. This I say to you. When you are dealing with a mother who has fought 11 and a half years against a system where no one is held accountable for their actions, and those actions have affected her child, who is now exhibiting borderline personality disorder, and she only has 2.5 years left to find someone to take on the task of attempting to retrain her child's mind so he can use the skills that he's mastered to manipulate and put those skills towards positivity. I say to you that this is not verbal abuse. This is me holding you accountable to do your job, to ensure the environment that my child is in is conducive to his treatment, to ensure the one assigned to his case is appropriately taking the steps to treat his specific diagnosis. Explain to me how my child's specific diagnosis is being treated when the psychiatrist on site didn't even acknowledge his diagnosis until the investigation was over. Trust and believe I have favor. God chose the right one to walk this path. He knew I wouldn't give up, that I would fight for not only my child's rights, but for all of our future's rights. Nothing about this system scares me. We speak the same language, and I see right through you. Wayne County and the surrounding cities need to be held accountable for allowing infectious minds to infect these facilities and the minds of our youth. I am not just another African born in America speaking about our oppression. I do not acknowledge you as superior. I do not even acknowledge you as highly educated. How is it that I have to come into this facility and explain to doctors why it's dangerous for their staff to provoke a youth that is in a mental health facility? How is it that I have to come into this facility and explain to the two doctors on my son's case about his diagnosis, and it's still not being addressed? But the one responsible for holding them accountable states that none of my claims are substantiated. This is my real life. I am not the African born in America. I am the African. Oh my goodness. This is my real life, and I'm the African born in America that is coming for this system. The system has failed my child. The system has failed my family. The system has broken down my body to the point that half the time I have to use a cane to get around. I'm done. I will continue to expose what's going on in the facility where my son is residing. I will continue to post. I will continue to put up videos. I will continue to do whatever it takes until this system changes. I tried to handle this with you privately, but after the phone call I received about this investigation, I had to drop one of my classes because the stress is too high for me. My body can't take it. So every ounce of energy I had to use for that class is now directed towards you. I'm pissed as hell, and I'm coming for you. Believe that.